And hello and welcome to Sofia by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in Sofia, Bulgaria. Couldn't get that word out. We're in the Dark Ages. It stayed pretty dark through the most of the campaign. And tonight is the second to last episode. Our last episode will actually be episode 8, and that will be more of an epilogue and a Q&A for the players. So this is where we really get down to it. So if anyone wants to rage and burn down churches, this might be the time.
Yeah.
I have my two players here. I'm going to let Matt start for a change.
Okay. I am Matt. I am playing Praetor of Clan Nosferatu, who has recently had revealed to him the secrets of his origin, and now he's kind of wondering where his place will be in this new world.
And of course, Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Iskra. She's a Bruja who's 15 years old and stuck like that forever, and may or may not want to burn down a church.
You never know. We'll have to see what happens.
Yep.
Previously on Sofia by Night.
After careful deliberation and some planned torture, the Bruja finally relented and allowed Bishop Petrov to take Tervel's staked body with him. And here's where we pick up. It's probably about, we'll go with 2 nights later because things tend to move slowly in K-Night circles. And I would like to have each player give me a rouse check.
Okay.
I believe I failed, so my hunger went to 2.
Alrighty.
What did I get?
You're both at 2.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You do receive a formal summons to meet with the prince. It arrives through courier. It actually probably came during the day while you were asleep. But it mentions that what night you're supposed to be meeting with the prince, and that you will be escorted there.
Okay.
Oh.
As the 3 of you are meeting for the evening, Hildegard announces that she is declining the invitation. She says that she'd like to avoid being in the public for the time being.
Oh, all right.
And she doesn't really say much more than that.
We kind of were the movers and shakers in a lot of this, so that's kind of fair and understandable. Yeah. For as much as neonates as we are, we kind of made things happen.
At the appointed hour, shall we say, you do receive a knock on the door. And it's a very heavy knock. It's not the stable door for a change. It's actually the front door.
Oh, that's unique. Okay.
Yep.
Everyone seems to come in through the stable, so.
They do. It's easier. You parked out there.
Well,
so.
You parked there, and this place was more set up to do a lot of action through the stable house, so makes sense. Right. But yeah, when they come knocking on the house part of the door, it's like, whoa, wait, no, that's not normal.
They don't know us very well. Okay, I'll go open the door and see who's there.
You recognize a very dour, sour-looking man. You recognize him as Samuel, who was a sort of the major domo for the prince. You met him your first nights. He is.
I remember the name. But that's it.
He is very Severus Snape in appearance and
greasy black hair.
Yes.
Dour expression.
Yes. Looks down upon you. I'm here to escort you to see the prince.
Okay.
We need a wagon, or will we walk?
And he just glances over his shoulder and just shows you this beautiful carriage.
Fancy.
Not really either of our shtick, but
not really, but it's it's usable.
Very well.
Okay. Praetor will lock up, as it were, and because he doesn't have any servants. Whatever. Do we still have? What was his name? No, he died.
He died. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, poor.
Thanks, Praetor, for bringing that up.
I couldn't remember if I forgot that. Oh, right, his brain exploded. That's right.
Something like that.
So, all right, then yeah, he'll kind of lock the doors, close the gates, etc., and then get into the wagon or the
And I'm
carriage.
already in
Sorry.
there by this point,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
All right. And
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
Samuel gets in and just kind of sits across you with his hands folded and probably just stares at one of you. And
let's see. Well,
changes
will he
his
stare
stare
at
to
me
one.
if I? Yeah. I'll keep the hood up. So
Okay. Okay.
if he bothers to look at me for more than 2 seconds.
Yeah, he probably shifts his gaze occasionally out the window, but for the most part, doesn't engage in any conversation. Doesn't really seem to be very chatty.
Praetor wouldn't. Yeah, Praetor wouldn't be very chatty with him either. It's not his way.
Okay.
I don't know about Iskra. You might have questions for him. Praetor doesn't.
And it's kind of a cold, rainy night, so you're going through mud and that kind of thing.
This is going to take forever.
Better that than snow.
Eventually, you get to a familiar tavern. It is not the Thick Sheep. It is a tavern that you arrived at your very first night when you actually met the prince.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay.
And you were led in through a door that leads to a staircase that leads down. And it kind of winds down. It's a formal staircase with stone walls on the sides, and it leads to a set of tunnels. Now they are not the Nosferatu tunnels. These are actually carved out and look like they've been here quite a long time. Still smells of rats and vermin, that kind of thing. But as you go deeper, it seems to get warmer. And you've been in these tunnels before, but again, a while ago. So you eventually kind of get your bearings once you're in there a little bit, but it takes you a little while to walk through them. In time, the tunnel just leads upwards, and you reach a metal door. This big cast iron door where Samuel actually goes up and gives the secret knock. And don't remember this. No.
It's a secret. You can bet I'll remember that.
And after a moment, the door is opened, and Samuel gestures for you to go in. It is a room you remember. It is a large ballroom that's decorated with bright colors and lanterns. You had been here kind of on your coronation night, the night you had been basically introduced to the society of the night.
We're now responsible for our own actions after this night.
Correct.
Probably.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. That's the deal on how it works usually.
Yeah.
Formally presented, and now if you screw up, it's on you, not your sire.
Right.
Now, unlike their first visit, there's no servants, no musicians. Inside the room, you see just a couple items. You see Tervel's crate. The lid is off, but you see the crate. Right around the crate, you see Bishop Petrov. He's dressed more in his formal garments. Might even have a mitre with him.
Okay.
And Batia stands next to him, and she is in her best formal gown. You're not used. I think the only other time you've seen her like this was the night you were introduced.
Right. Yeah.
I'm an Nosferatu. This is the best I get.
You each have a kind of a feeling of almost deja vu, because on a prior night you had been presented as the wards of your well, now your sires, and now you're potentially here to see their final judgment. So it's kind of come a full circle almost.
All right. I'm going to go stand by Patia.
Okay. She's a child.
I will move close enough to hopefully peer into the crate to make sure Tervel's still in there, or see if he's in there.
He goes peekaboo. No.
Yeah, nice.
What happened to him? He's smiling.
He goes. No, he is still puckered up asshole face.
Yeah, Tervel looks like Count Orlok, right?
He does, yes. Yeah.
Okay, he had the appearance of Count Orlok. Okay.
Yeah. He was.
I could not. I wasn't. I wanted to refresh my memory because I'm like, oh wait, yeah, from that movie.
Yes, I have described him as looking like a Rancor's asshole. So.
Yeah.
And
so once I see that he's still entombed, I just kind of stand there like she's standing by her sire, but mine is obviously incapacitated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're sort of the only child now, so almost an orphan in a way.
Yep. No worries.
And the stake is firmly in place. There's been no change to that.
Okay. Good and not good, depending.
Petrov just kind of gives you each a nod. He seems kind of out of sorts, but he's just kind of keeping to himself. And then you see Samuel.
If anything, his presence here keeps Patia in check. That's how I look at it.
Samuel claps his hands, and everyone kind of straightens up a little. As Prince Sergei Borgoslov strides into the room. The first time you had met him, he was wearing brightly colored clothes for your arrival party, and was jovial. Maybe just seemed to be almost like a prankster. He just kind of strides in tonight in black. His eyes are just kind of sunken and dark, and he's. His eyes don't seem quite as wild as they were before. He just seems almost like just like stressed. And he walks around and he says, I only met you two once before.
Right.
Praetor and Iskra.
Yep.
He's like, what happened to the other one, the Ventru?
She...
Claudio or something?
He. Hard to say.
We have not seen him in several months.
Yeah. Possibly still running his business.
It's a shame.
We have not seen him in weeks or months.
It's a shame. I like that guy. He was... He seemed like a good guy. So he kind of walks over to the crate, kind of just drums his fingers on it, looks down. He's like, so we have this one. And he kind of starts to walk in a circle around kind of the perimeter of the crate, around the characters, and kind of does like one complete circle and just stops and spins and looks at Praetor. So specifically, what crimes is this creature responsible for?
As far as I am aware, he is responsible for the storage, if that is the proper word, of Bishop Petrov and Patia once they were...
No, Katerina.
No. Oh, Katerina? Sorry. Patia is your sire, Katerina is the grandsire, right? So yes. Rewind that. Katerina and Bishop Petrov, he kept them held within his haven in an effort to disrupt, I guess, the politics of our town, our city. He was involved in some sort of conspiracy with the gangrel and the wizard, Demetrius, in an effort to work a smuggling angle of some kind. And the gangrel is responsible for their staking, but Tervel here is responsible for their storage, as it were. Once they were incapacitated, he kept them hidden away where no one would find them.
And he looks over at Petrov. Wizard? What? Sire, there was a kind of warlock, I suppose would be the best term, who was involved in dealings in our city and involved himself in our business, and Sergei does not look happy about this. He says if anyone should know, the more outsiders know about our kind, the more trouble we will befall. And Petrov's just like, I know. Just kind of gives him this nod, like, I know, I get it. And the gangrel, and Sergei says, the gangrel, there are no gangrel in my city. Who
No, but they were within the forest or wherever, the mountains, I don't know. They lived outside the city.
And he kind of looks over at Petrov like, we need to have a talk. Petrov's like, yes, sire. Wait. So, and then Sergei does like another circle. Stops about a foot from Iskra. So what say you, Iskra? Did this creature cause you any harm?
He caused my grandsire to be hidden and staked, secretly, trying to disrupt things. So yeah, he did. He brought all kinds of problems to our clan.
And he continues his circle. You almost, these days you would almost think he was getting ready to play like a party game or something like that, like musical chairs or something like that. The way he's spinning. From what I remember of you, Praetor, he says, you were some kind of soldier.
That is in doubt. My sire, who I found out is actually my sire, and not just the man presenting me, sired me somewhere else. I do not recall any of it. He fed me a story about being a centurion, a Praetorian guard, in Roman times. I do not know who I was before my embrace or transformation. He knows the real story, but I was an orphan or some sort of loner. I don't know. Apparently, I wouldn't have been missed, and I'm at a loss to know my own past, unless I can trust whatever he says about the truth. But I am not certain he is capable of telling such. He's too far gone into his secrets and lies. I do not trust him, and I don't know. I don't know what to do with him.
Why does he still have his head?
I did not have the right of destruction. Nor did I felt that Bishop Petrov or Katerina had a stronger claim due to their direct suffering that was indirectly caused by him. My embrace, such as it is a matter perhaps more between you and him than anyone else. I'm not sure if I was embraced within your city or somewhere else and brought along. But as far as I'm concerned, I did not have the right of destruction based on the laws of our society. Bishop Petrov, Katerina had a stronger claim, being that he was the one who maintained their imprisonment while they were staked.
And he kind of continues his circle. So the Bruja did not destroy him either. I'm impressed. And
I implored upon them to use reason, that without the right of destruction granted by you or someone else above them, that it would instead arouse your anger.
Indeed,
if they did
would.
So without your
Indeed
permission.
It would, yes. You're a very wise man. A very brave man, too, standing up to the Bruja as you did.
Or perhaps foolish.
He just kind of glances at Iskra. They are a passionate group.
Yet they can listen to reason when need be.
So you would seem to me to be a man of rules, a man of honor.
That is what I was raised or brought up to be, according to, and he points to Tervel in the crate. It has worked to serve me so far, and I shall continue to do so at the prince's suffering,
As you are a
allowing me
man.
to.
Oh,
Go ahead.
he just says, so as you are a man of honor, do you think the accused has a right to declare his own innocence, to plead his case before me?
Was he not found guilty by a group of elders? I am unaware of what transpired among a meeting to discuss his fate from before. I know he was exiled, and yet he remained within the town, defying whatever edict that was to send him into exile. So I'm not sure what his state is under our rules.
He has never formally pleaded his case in front of me. Nothing has ever reached my ears until 2 nights prior.
Then I would say that as a man of honor, he is entitled.
And he kind of walks back towards the crate. So if I was to just pull this out right now and let him stand and plead his case in front of all of you, no one would hurt him? No one would attempt to hurt him? And he glances
I would
over at
not.
both of you.
Yeah. I would not. My rage at what he's done to me is controlled.
What say you, Iskra? This creature has done your clan great harm.
Yes.
Should he be allowed to speak?
We have heard him speak a bit. It probably will not please you, but he can get himself in deeper if he likes.
And he kind of continues his... Do you like music, Iskra?
Yes.
I love music. Most of my evenings are spent listening to the great works. But tonight I just cannot bring myself to focus. I just have evenings where I just can't focus. There seems to be some weight pressing down on me. Though tonight I just cannot, but I think I will find a way to celebrate. And turns to Samuel. If you would, let us see the wretch. And Samuel kind of goes like, sire, you want me to... He says, I want you to take his body out of the crate, but do not remove the stake. And Samuel kind of gets in. He's kind of pretty strong for a thin little guy.
Yeah, Praetor will help if it looks like he needs it.
Okay, yeah, you want to grab the feet? Okay.
Yeah.
Take him out and just lay him down on the wood floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he, Prince looks back at Tervel and just kind of shakes his head and then looks up at Praetor. He says, I think you deserve the right to end this wretch's existence and be done with it. Do you still have the sword with you? This is out of character.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. He's not going anywhere with that without that magical sword. No, yeah, this is like his best buddy now.
Yep. He says, I will allow destruction. Just unless there's anyone who has a word otherwise. He glances over at Iskra.
What do you think, Praetor?
Prince has granted me the right of destruction. I intend to use it.
Okay.
And Sergei says, you have suffered the most at this creature's hands and deserve to be the one to put an end to him. I will allow it.
Very well.
You can...
Praetor will take the sword.
Yep.
Draw it out. Place it above where his neck should be, and
okay.
Chop.
Let's have you make a roll.
He won't hesitate.
Let's have you make a roll. I just want to see what it's gonna be. It's gonna be strength and melee.
Oh well, I only have 7 dice there.
Yeah. I'm making you strength and melee because you ain't gonna miss.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I got strength. Let's click the dot. Ugh, 1 success. All that for a bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
So maybe he's a little nervous.
maybe he actually hits it once.
Yep.
And the prince says, "Oh dear God, boy, just try it again."
Let's see. Forgive me, Prince. I'm a little nervous.
Right.
Okay, that's 2. That's better.
All right. He has to kind of saw through it, but
yeah.
He eventually severs the head.
The magic has dulled the blade.
And
but it's a poor man who blames his equipment.
Tervel's head comes off. It's shriveled. It begins to shrivel up even further. His body begins to decay. It's not, not instant dust or anything like that, but it's starting to shrivel up and decay. And there is just this feeling of relief comes through Praetor and Iskra, that that this bastard has finally gotten what he deserved, and that it's over.
Good.
Praetor will sigh deeply and sheathe the sword. It is done. He'll kind of look at who's there, Patia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are we square? Are we clear or clean?
Yes. And
that I am satisfied.
And the prince just kind of steps to the side, and you hear him mutter, say, "Good riddance. I never liked that miserable shit." Well, Samuel, clean this up. The night is young, and I have other business. Oh, and Samuel, has the next guest arrived? He says, "Indeed, sire. He waits above for when you are ready." And the prince is like, "Okay.
Peace out."
Peace out, basically, yeah. Okay, we're done here. So you will be escorted from the chamber, and after you leave, you get back to the inn. Patia asks to meet privately with Iskra. Praetor, you can either go back to back to the haven, whatever you'd like to do. So,
if it's all right, I'll wait in the carriage for Iskra unless you're going to be long.
I have no idea how long.
I'll look at. Do we have Samuel? He's gone, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'll do is I will tell the driver. He obviously knows where to go to take us home.
Yep. I
will go out to the driver and tell him I'm ready to leave, but my companion is not. So let us wait until she is ready.
He's like, "Very well, sir."
And I'll let Iskra know. Well, I'll wait for you outside.
Okay. I'll be out whenever.
And
okay. Obviously, it gets late. I'm leaving you, but I'm not telling you that.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
If dawn starts a coming, I'm a running.
Okay. And Patia kind of leads her kind of underneath kind of like an overhang somewhere that they can talk. Mm-hmm. The rain is coming down. I says, "So it's done, child."
It is. He'll trouble us no more.
What more can I do for you?
Oh, honestly, I haven't been really thinking about that until, I don't know. I do have some questions, though.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all of the people you could have selected as your child, why me? I was just naive and untrained, and why did you choose me instead of any of the other girls that were there?
Why were you chosen? Perhaps it was your innocence, that subtle naivete that attracted me. Such pent-up anger and an almost timid frame.
Yeah, that's how I was.
You have to understand that at that time Katerina was gone. She had been taken from me, and I was the last of our clan in Sofia. When offered permission to embrace, I sprung at the chance. In my loneliness, I sought a companion, a child.
And that was me. What if someone else was standing there that night, though? I mean, would it have mattered who it was?
She kind of thinks about it for a second, and I like to think no, but perhaps you would still be alive, living a normal life, and not left in this condition we are.
Right. Yeah. It was not very easy to get used to becoming what we are either.
No.
Yeah.
It is a cruelty I inflicted upon you.
I always wondered why me, And I guess I understand now.
And she reaches out and takes your hand. She
Okay.
says, when my love Katerina was returned to us, I fell under her spell once more. I know I abandoned you, and for this I am truly sorry.
It's okay. I understand what it's like to lose someone you love. I've had that happen twice now.
She says, I cannot undo the horror that I've inflicted upon you. I can only hope you'll forgive me.
Of course. I mean, I'm Bruja now. That's forever.
And she says, holds up in her arms, says, come to me, daughter.
Oh, and I give her a big hug and just smile.
And Patia's crying tears of blood. And
Oh, it's okay.
A waste. Such a waste.
And we will skip ahead to Iskra gets a ride back to the Haven.
Mm-hmm.
You guys get inside, and on the kitchen table, or whatever we'll call it, you find a note sitting there.
What's this?
I don't know. Let's go. I'll grab it and read it.
Well, that's good because I can't read.
That's true.
Yeah. I figure Praetor had to be able to read stuff on the crates and basic numbering and math. Yeah.
Iskra never learned to read ever.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
At least to assist Tervel in his business operations. I figured he knows that at least that much, whatever the local language is, and probably some Latin.
It reads,
What's it say?
my dear friends, forgive my absence, but I must leave you now. I'm a burden you do not deserve to bear. Though Sofia has proven to be a place of tears, I still treasure our nights together. I wish you luck in the nights to come. H.
Hildegard.
Hildegard. Well, I wish her well. I cannot make choices for anyone else.
Right.
I'd hope perhaps she would stay, but she has her own life to live, and
She has her own reasons.
yes, certainly. Her own losses
Certainly.
her own losses at the machinations of others. I don't know what she'll do, but she's always welcome here if you come across her.
If she comes back, she'll probably seek me out, if anyone.
Well, and if she
Maybe.
can't, I know. I intend to be here for some time.
Mm.
As long as my clan allows me to live.
Well, you seem to be doing well with that. So.
Well, I'm sure they wished Tervel to continue his operations in some way, but
the
Prince decreed what he did was, well, No, but once the prince and the elders decreed that he was acted in bad faith and he signed his own warrant, in my opinion.
Right. And I don't know, but I don't think your clan can overturn the ruling of the prince. I mean,
They cannot, but they might have wanted a chance to persuade the prince otherwise. But I don't know.
Well, he didn't invite them, did he?
No, he did not, because I'm sure they would have tried to claim him for their own reasons. But what he did, as far as imprisoning the sire and the bishop, and then my own creation, may have been against our rules, for all I know. The prince did not seem to care too much about that, as I was formally presented. So rules were followed to some degree, as far as I'm concerned. If the prince is happy, then I'm happy. If the prince allows me to live, then that is certainly above anything that the clan itself might do to me.
Okay, good to know. This has been such a mess.
Clearly.
I'm glad it's over.
We were caught in the middle of this without so much as being asked, but I think that was how they planned it to be. They simply wanted to use us since we were young. We were neonates. We are neonates. And they thought perhaps they thought our youth and inexperience would allow them to complete their plan. Whatever it was.
Yeah, I guess, but it's done now.
Demetrius is left. Tervel is dead. Yes. And the gangrel, well, they're still a threat to deal with, but perhaps now they will, without their ways and without their secret entrances and whatever, they will have to find another way.
Or go somewhere else.
Hopefully that. We don't need their kind here with us. Too uncivilized.
They did attack the brothel at one point.
That was
coming from the clan that are called the lepers. So.
Yeah, exactly. Praetor does not think like a Nosferatu at this stage of his life. He's much more you probably should have been embraced by the Ventru.
He really has defied, I think both have defied the stereotypes of your clans.
Yeah.
And came out the other end kind of stronger for kind of what you've been through.
Right. Praetor certainly would feel that way. He definitely feels like, I've gotten at least the attention of the prince, the attention of the bishop, two very important people in our clan. The Bruja recognized, like, hey, this guy's handy. You're at least useful. You get stuff done.
Yeah. And I think with this, go ahead.
No, so I'm thinking like he's okay where he's at, except for his own clan. He'll be ostracized possibly, but we'll see how that goes.
I think
right now,
Iskra came into her own with torturing Tervel and staking him. I think that was the moment, Yeah.
She kind of took it upon herself, like, nope, this is what. She was very angry, but she controlled that anger and channeled it.
Sort of.
She didn't
channeled it, yes.
Channeled it, yeah, but didn't go, rage crazy and just slaughter him immediately.
Right. And well, if you slaughter him immediately, he doesn't suffer as much. You see.
Exactly. So. But Praetor respects your restraint, especially given a clan that generally doesn't use restraint.
Right. Right.
So if nothing else, he would tell you that eventually too. Like, I respected your restraint in the situation with Tervel. You clearly could have gone in over your head, and you resisted that opportunity. For that, I am grateful and respect it.
Well, thank you. I wanted my sire and grandsire to see what I brought.
No, you did that, and hopefully they will understand and treat you with respect and.
I think they will. Patia and I had a nice
more
talk.
of their family. Good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I might be spending more time with them.
Family is useful.
Yeah. It is.
Or can
it's
be.
Important. Yeah.
I have none that I know of, thanks to Tervel's demise, but I can start my own family here among our own kind.
If you have permission to embrace.
Yeah.
Mr. Law and Order.
More
Oh
or less,
my.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. More. Well, we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
I have no plans as of yet, but who knows what the heck happens in the future. Stefan was certainly not planned.
He went through so much. I really wish I knew more about being good to your servant. I mean, I abandoned him for like days with Hildegard and didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
and yeah,
That's all.
and
That's
he,
all she knew, because she was abandoned for days and
Mm-hmm.
pushed to the side. So in a way, that's all she knew.
yeah. She meaning Hildegard or me?
No, that's what I mean. Is that's
You.
all you knew, because
Yeah.
Patia abandoned you for days on end, left you
Did
by
yeah.
yourself. So yeah.
So I would assume it was normal, I guess,
Yep.
at that point. But yeah, and he just
Shit's getting deep, man.
he died. He died terribly,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was yeah.
All right.
It's gonna
Well,
be a while before I find another servant.
before we close this scene, is there anything else the characters would like to do? It's a little late in the night to go burn a church, but you know.
Yeah.
Damn. It's a little far away too. So
But before
Yeah.
we close the scene, I just want to see if
No.
there's anything else.
Praetor considered going back to the fountain, but at this point, word's going to reach somebody's ears that of what he's done, and
Yeah.
basically he's going to wait to see what happens, what the fallout is.
Yeah.
If they want him, they'll come to him. As far as he's concerned, he's not going to go out and kind of like, oh, forgive me. No. If you want to come after me, you'll come after me, and there isn't thing one I can do about it. I'll just, if I survive the first attempt, then maybe I'll go into hiding, but we'll see. Yeah. Otherwise, he's ready to, actually, he probably would go out and feed, given kind of like the stressful situation and his hunger. But other than that, no, he wouldn't really do anything else.
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. How hungry is Iskra? Does she need to feed?
Is
Is
that a
2
two?
enough?
Five.
She's at a
Yeah.
2, yeah.
I'll go find someone drunk at the bar.
Go have a early morning snack. And
Praetor will wait
Yeah.
till Praetor will find the drunk outside the bar who's had too much.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I'm
that.
gonna go home and didn't quite make it.
Well, you're gonna both have no hunger at the end of the night,
Okay.
Okay.
and
Alright.
we are going to fade to black for this scene.
Okay. Wow.
So it is done. We will have one more episode, but I want to thank everyone as usual. I think you guys did a great job, and we will have one more episode to kind of wrap everything up. So thanks everyone, and see you in a bit.
Bye.